Welcome again. We're going to be making our granny square, and here I'm just going to make a knot, and the knot there is where our crochet hook goes in for those who are beginners. So then you pull your yarn, and from here we are going to chain 6 chain stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we are going to slip knot in the first chain stitch we made. So slip stitch. So when we slip stitch, that's what's going to form our circle, and we're going to be working in the circle. So here we're going to make 3 chain stitches, and that's going to form as our first double crochet, and after that we're going to make 2 double crochet. Actually, in this circle we're going to be making 4 sets of double crochet, 3 in each, with 3 chain stitches separating those 3. So this is the first one, and after this we're going to chain 3 stitches. This is our third set of the double crochet, and we're actually going to be making 4. So we are making the 4th set right now, and please, you have to note that the 3 chain stitches we make in between them is actually the border, is the like say the edge, and that's what makes it the square. So whenever you're crocheting, make sure you have 3, and if you make just 1 there, it won't have the square shape, it will give you another shape entirely, and then you would have to probably lose your work later on because of the wrong shape. So here we're going to crochet 3, and then we're going to slip knot, slip stitch whichever, in our first or the 3rd chain stitch we made earlier. Here we have our first square, and we're going to be making chain stitch of 4, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be putting it in the next chain space, which is by our left there. Yes, and we're making 4 because we're trying to make an increase. As you can see, we just made an increase. That hole there that was just formed is our increase, and by the time we get to the next step, we're going to be making another set of double crochet in that same hole space. We have 2 sets of double crochet, and we have 3 stitches in the middle separating both. So that's how you form the edge. That's what gives you that square continuously. So you make 3 double crochet, you chain 3 stitches, and you make 3 double crochet in that same space, in the same crochet space, and that's how you form your edge. That's what gives you that square edge, and this is what you do for every single step. Whenever you get to the edge, make sure you make 3 double crochet, you make you make 3 double crochet, you make 3 chain stitches, and then you make 3 double crochet again in the same space. Always note, when you're done making the pairs of the double crochet and 3 in between, you chain 1 before going to the next part, because like I said, we're trying to make an increase, so make sure you always chain 1 before going to the next crochet space. If you look closely, we already have 1 chain stitch already, so here we're just going to make 2 double crochet, so just 2, make sure it's not 3 so you won't have 4. And then the second one, if you remember earlier, we made 4 chain stitches, and this is the reason why we made 4, so we just slip stitch in the third chain, and then we have the one in between to make it an increase. So here we're going to chain 3 and not 4, but here we're going to be changing our colors, so we just take our scissors and then we cut our yarn. So I'm introducing my next color, and you can choose to use whichever color you desire, and I'm using brown for this third step. This is actually the third step, and so what I did was just to pull through my new color, and then I passed both yarns in between the crochet hook and the yarn ball itself. So just pass it through, and that's what we do. We'll pass it to the right and then we'll pass it to the left until we've gotten the amount of chain stitches we want to make. So here we're actually going to be making 3 chain stitches, but I think I mistakenly made 4, so please take note it's supposed to be 3 because we have a space beneath. And so we're going to be making 2 double crochet because we've already made 3 chain stitches, and that is standing as 1 double crochet. So you're going to make 2 more. Make sure it's not 3 so you won't have 4, and make sure you correct yourself. We're not supposed to make 4, we're supposed to make 3, and of course mistakes happen, but try to avoid it. So here, which is the edge, we're actually going to be making 3 double crochet, 3 chain stitches, and then 3 double crochet in the same stitch. And do not forget to chain 1 before you go to the next crochet space, because that forms the increase for your next step. So here I'm introducing my next color, and I'll be using red for this step. And like I said, you can choose whichever color you want to, except you want to have my exact result. And if you look at my other granny square project, you see I use different colors also. So as usual, we'll pull through, and then we're going to pass our yarn in between the crochet hook and the yarn, sorry. So that's what we're going to do until we have 4. So here we're going to be making 4 chain stitches, just very simply. The when you make 4 chain stitches for a particular step, the next one's supposed to be 3. You make 4, the next is supposed to be 3. You just do that interchangeably. So here we're going to be making our 3 double crochet in this space, and after you make your 3 double crochet, do not forget to chain 1 before going to your edge or before going to any crochet space at all. So we're going to be using our next color, which is dark blue. At this point, you can decide to leave your granny square with this size, depending on what you want to make. You can actually make joggers, blankets, throw pillows, bed sheets, gowns, dresses, bucket hats, whichever you want to make with your granny square. So whatever thing you want to make determines the size of granny square you're going to make. And I'm making a very large granny square, and I'm going to be using it for a skirt. Don't forget to like our video, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram. So please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and also share. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we upload a new video. My apologies for the speed in some parts of this video. Just that if I have to record it completely, it will be too long, and I feel the necessary steps are actually at the beginning, and definitely I'm sure you've gotten that. So yep, here we are to the end of the blue. So as usual, we make our 3 double crochet in our last crochet space, and we slip, not chain 1, you slip stitch and introduce your next color. And I think I'm using another color obviously for the next step, so just go on with that and see where this takes you. If you found this video very helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up and write a comment below. do not forget to share, subscribe to our channel, and if you eventually made your own granny square, kindly send us a picture of it on to our DM on Instagram at clouds.handcraft. If you're going to be using this to make any project, kindly send us a picture of it also at clouds.handcraft on Instagram, and comment if you're going to be posting any of your projects and you're able to make the granny square with the help of this video. Please tag us, we'd like to see your result. So here I have just one step to go, and that is my background color. So whenever you get to the end of your crochet work, the last color you like to use should be your background color, except you do not want a background color. So yeah, I'm actually using black, and I'm done with adding my last color, which is my background color. Like I said, it's not a must you have a background color, depending on how you want your work to turn out. Black usually looks so good, black, white, wine and blue. I think I've worked with those backgrounds, and I think brown, they're actually very nice, but you can decide to try out other colors or no background color at all. So I'm just going to cut my yarn and on to the next step. So here I'm just trimming the excess yarn from adding our colors and so on. So I'm just going to tie. This is actually the front of my work, but I'm not going to cut here, I'm going to cut at the back. So please do not make that mistake, unless you might actually have some work, some yarn poking out in front of your work and so on. So what I just did here was to just pass out my yarn. Do not cut it at front. Like I said, I just use my crochet hook to pass my yarn to the back of my work. It's actually not hard to tell which is the back and the front. When we work, we actually work with the back facing us and the front, of course, to the front. So I passed my excess yarn to the back of my work and I cut it carefully. Try to avoid cutting it too close to your project so you don't have to ruin your work and then start all over. So make sure you're not carrying any piece of your work so you won't cut it mistakenly. At the end of everything, then I'm done. So you can make a bunch of this to make whatever thing you want to create with your crochet. So here we are. This is all. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to send us a picture of your work.